What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I want to take you guys for a POV drive in the Stage 3 Mk8 GTI. It's been a little over a month now with this setup, and I have more thoughts on it that I want to bring you guys, and I want to give you guys a kind of a true representation from the driver's seat of what the car feels like and discuss a few other things that I've kind of come to know about it and learned about the setup over the last month. So let's jump in, we'll take it for a rip and give you the little update. Alrighty guys, setting off in the Stage 3 GTI. What are my thoughts after a month of driving this car in its current configuration? Well, in this video, that's exactly what we're gonna talk about here. And I have a few more thoughts I wanna share with you since my last upload. So, first things first, I wanna get out of the way. How do I like it? I've been driving it for a month, daily driving the car, having some fun on some back roads and things like that. And I can honestly say, guys, I really enjoy it. I think Stage 3 is quite a bit of a jump in the top end, of course. The car pulls great up top. You do sacrifice a little down low, and I'll get to that a little bit more in just a few minutes here. But overall, guys, I really do like it. So if you're on the fence, I will say, and you want a little bit more top end out of these cars, or quite a bit more, then I think Stage 3 is a nice option. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying it thus far. I do have a new camera here that you guys are watching this all through today. It's the Insta360 Go Ultra, and so I want to give you guys a POV perspective here, right, of what it's like to drive this thing. And so that's what the aim of this video is. We're gonna keep it kind of chill, relaxed, have a little bit of fun here. So kicking things off, let's just talk about daily drivability real quick. So daily driving is pretty much the same as Stage 1 was, you know, nothing too crazy. I'm in sport right now, so it's holding the gears a little bit longer, holds it to about 3,500 RPMs. But daily driving the car, it feels great, you know? There's plenty of power, just putting around town and driving here. It's definitely more fun when you can ring it out a little bit and get the RPMs up there. Because the one thing about this compared to Stage 1 or any of the real tunes that I've ran on the stock turbo is it makes most of its power, actually all of its power, like higher up in the RPM band. Not like much higher, right? Like I think it's only 1,000 RPMs more of when you can get peak boost out of this thing. So it's not like a Vortex XL or some big turbo that it takes a long time for it to spool, but you do feel it. There is a little bit of delay, a little bit of lag there. And so that is something that I've had to get used to a little bit when driving this car, is that Stage 1 Plus on E85 definitely felt more snappy around town. And so that is one thing that I've had to get used to. Now where this obviously really shines is up top. It pulls very good. But if you just downshift, I mean, third gear, it takes a second, but yeah, it puts you right back in the seat. Tons of power. Second gear is a ton of fun in this thing. Not much traction to be had in second gear, like at all, but it is a lot of fun. If I go down to second gear, it's 4,000 RPMs, and then we just get on it. Woo! Oh my God, yeah, it's a lot of fun. You can see we just lit up second gear, lit up the tires. It's definitely a blast, guys, for sure. I don't do that all the time, but when I do, like the Dos Equis guy, right? If you remember that commercial. Let's head down here. And right now it's in sport mode. We got a lot of pops and bangs and stuff. I have found that I'm not as big of a fan of all the pops and bangs all the time. You know, it's fun sometimes, right? But I've been putting this more into individual mode, and then leaving the engine sound in like, you know, comfort or something like that, and that turns off the pops and bangs. So if you guys ever want to do that, that's how you do it. Whew. But yeah, she spools up and she goes pretty damn good. I'll leave the pop sound for the video. I know some of the guys like that. Second gear. Woo! Yeah, now I don't know if you guys can see it here, but I did get OBD 11 recently, and I've finally been able to make the change necessary to implement the color shift, or the rainbow color shift, shift indicators from Unitronic here. So I don't know if you guys will be able to catch that, but I'm using my bigger gauge here now to showcase that. And it is really, really cool. I like what they did here. See if I can see here when I accelerate. Green, yellow, red. So pretty fun, guys. The car is a lot of fun. I think what I've had to learn here is that I just have to get into the throttle more, right? Like with Stage 1 Plus on E85, it just like built boost so quick that I felt like I just had to feather on the gas and the thing would just like go. It would just accelerate. This I have to like get on the throttle a little bit more pedal input here on this one. But there's no knocking it. The power is awesome. Like, we'll try it one more time here. Yeah, it goes pretty dang good. Traction control light is just flashing, so it's probably limiting. I could probably turn it all off. I should probably do that. There we go. It probably would have been a little bit more crazy. But overall, no real problems, no reliability issues. However, there is one thing that happened, and I will let you guys know. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys might have seen that I had a check engine light. And so when I scanned this check engine light, it gave me this code right here. I'll put it up because I don't remember it off the top of my head. But it basically was like a emissions catalyst or something. And I was like, oh, weird. This downpipe shouldn't throw that. So I cleared it, and that one never came back. However, a day later, another check engine light came on, and I was like, what the heck is this? And that one was a P00452, I believe. And that pointed towards the map sensor, through my research anyways. And so I was able to scan the car, and it looked like it was getting kind of a weird wonky reading from the map sensor. So I ended up replacing that. Seems like that's a pretty common thing on a lot of these MQB cars here. And so, yeah, I replaced it, and the check engine light is gone. So pretty simple, but nothing that I think is in regards to the actual, tune or anything like that. I think it was just kind of a fluke thing. But the car's been running great then since. Sound, I'm running the AWE touring setup right now, and I like this setup because below 3,000 RPMs, it's just chill. Like, it's not that loud. I can get on the car. There's no drone. But if I downshift and we're under heavier throttle here, it definitely picks up, and I think it sounds really good. So it really plays the part of like, if I want a chill vibe here, just cruising to work, I throw it in drive or in comfort, and we're just hanging out, we're just cruising, and the car's not very loud, which I like. But if I want to have a little fun, we go over, throw it into sport mode. And even then, it's not crazy, but we want to be above 3,000 RPMs. You can definitely start hearing it more, right? Fuel economy is actually pretty good when we're not, going crazy in it. I was getting like 30 mpg, just cruising on the freeway to work, real casual, right? But when you're hammering on it, it's not very good, right? It's, low 20s, mid 20s. It could be worse for sure. So I'm happy with the gas mileage. I didn't do this for the gas mileage, so there's that. But overall, not bad. Would I do this again? And I honestly can say yes. I would do this swap again here. I think it's been great. It's taken some getting used to for me because I really love that snappy low-end torque. I will say that. And so if you really love the snappy low-end power, you know, go stage 2, go E85, and then, you know, you'd probably be really happy with stage 2, E85, or even stage 1 plus was a blast, guys. So I do miss running E85 and having kind of a difference there. Right now I can run E85 because I'm on a Uniflex file, but it won't really do anything because I think we're maxed out on the fuel system right now, at least with Unitronic. So that's one thing that I think is really pulling me in the direction of possibly going with MPI and installing the low pressure fuel pump, because running the full torque file of this should yield like 500 horsepower and 437, I believe, pound-feet of torque. And that'd be insane. But really what I think is that the low-end torque would probably improve quite a bit. I think it's limiting torque on the lower end scale here. That's just my thought. I don't know for sure. I have no confirmation from Unitronic on this at all. It's just my, you know, speculation on this. But overall, guys, in its current configuration on 93, I do really like it. But I think the full craziness will come with MPI, low pressure fuel pump upgrade, and running E85. But for right now, man, I mean, I'm not complaining. When you get on it, dude, it just cooks. Oh, and you got someone that pulls right out in front of you, so you got to be careful. Can't be going too crazy. I just wanted to bring you guys a quick video here. I think being that the car has quite a bit of power on the top end now, it just does keep pulling, and it's a blast when you have a decent stretch of road to open it up. And it's nothing like, I know there's faster cars out there, there's faster, you know, GTIs and Rs out there, but man, it is pretty quick. It's definitely one of the fastest cars I've owned, and I can say compared to my 24 Mustang GT, this thing feels like it pulls harder than that car did. And that was obviously a much heavier car, but it was a 10-speed car, and those do move pretty good. So I can only imagine what it would be like with MPI and the low pressure fuel pump. So again, let me know, guys, in the comment section down below if you guys think you'd enjoy watching an install video on that, and if you think it's worth it. Again, this is a daily driver, right? So do we need more power? No. But do we want it? Maybe. Anyways, guys, just a quick little upload for you. Nothing crazy in this video. I'm going to still try to perfect this whole POV driving thing. So this video too is more of a test on how this comes out and what it looks like, what it sounds like, and all that fun stuff. So I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you in the next video. And we have a cool event coming up. I'm going to be at Eurofest in Maggie Valley coming up in a few days here this weekend. So maybe I'll see some of you guys there if you guys are in that neck of the woods. Anyways, you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.